Hey guys, Kenrick up here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Combiner Wars Generations Rodimus, or Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, whatever you want to call him by. Before we get a look at the figure, we're going to take a look at the packaging. And yes, before you guys start complaining, I did open the packaging already, so the figure's not in there. You do get that great artwork at the top of Rodimus. In the back, you got product shots. You also have your bio here, so you can go ahead and read that if you want real quick. Okay, so there you go. That's pretty much it for the packaging. If you take the shell off, you can see the artwork a lot better, because I like to save the Combiner Wars artwork because it's really nice, high quality artwork. And as all these figures in these lines, they come with a Transformers Generations Combiner Wars collector card with the character on it. This is more of a G1 style Rodimus compared to this one, which I don't. This one's more accurate to the figure, while this one's more accurate to the G1 cartoon and movie, which is kind of weird. But like this card, I guess if you wanted a card comparison, here it is with Skywarp. So these are very nice. Without further ado, we'll take a look at the actual figure himself. Right here. All the way down here. Little itty bitty Rodimus. So you got those classic flames on the front of the vehicle. Nice little hot rod. You got these fins back here, which has a gun on it. It just tabs in with those ports right there on the back. Looks kind of awkward, and it looks like it kind of bends the barrel a bit, which is the only real problem that I have with it. The bottom is a lot better than Skywarp. The only real robot parts you could see are his thighs here, and you can't even really know right away that those are thighs, where with Skywarp you could see his entire body. So this is a lot better. So now that we've taken a look at this, we can get him transformed. First thing you want to do is pop off the weapon here, just put it off to the side. This figure does have a couple of downsides, and I'll get to those later. But the next thing you want to do is right here, at these sections right here, you want to pull those away from the body, like so. Then you're going to want to slide these apart. After that, you're going to want to get in here and push up on this section and sort of just hinge this whole section upwards, like that. Then what you're going to do is take these sections and fold them out, then rotate these sections right here. Now you have the arms. Then you take this whole section and you bring it up and you sort of split it in half and you collapse them on both sides. And there you have your little itty bitty Rodimus in robot mode. So before I get to the articulation and everything, I'm going to go over the, I guess, flaws for this figure. There's only two flaws that I can really see. Well, I guess three. One, this whole section is sort of just there now. Two, the proportions in his arms are a bit wild. They go all the way down to his knees. It would have been better if they had found some way for this whole shoulder section to hinge up, but it doesn't. So there's two, and the third one is you can't even get it like the G1 accuracy. In the vehicle mode, you peg him right here on his feet, but in robot mode, you can't peg it into his back. You have two ports here, and there's only one port here, and the only way to do that is sideways, and that's not accurate. So on the packaging, it shows him holding this as sort of like a hammer weapon, where the G1 counterpart has it on his back, and that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like it wouldn't have been really that difficult to just get rid of this slot and just have two slots right there to peg that in. Because if I just hold it back there, it looks a lot better and more accurate than him freaking holding it like a hammer. But that's only the real huge problem to me. We'll get to the head sculpt here, because the sculpts on these guys are pretty awesome. I gotta get it to focus on his head, which proves to be quite difficult sometimes. There it goes. Again, doesn't really look like G1, but that's because it's supposed to be stylized to match the artwork on the packaging, which kind of sucks. I would have rather had a G1 accurate version of Rodimus, but I guess this is okay. Now that we've taken a look at that, we can go over articulation. So articulation for Rodimus, you have ball joints in the shoulders. You got a hinge and rotation in the elbow. Nothing in the waist. You got ball joints in the hips, so you could go forward this much, backward that much, and out all the way. You got a ball joint at the knee, so you get some good range of motion there. Nothing in the feet or anything, but that's to be expected from these figures. And you also have a little tiny rotation in the head. Head's not on a ball joint, it's just rotation. But to be honest, I can't really complain because it's more than Skywarp has, because he doesn't even have any articulation in his head. Speaking of Skywarp, now we can bring him in and get a nice size comparison going on here. So, size comparison, back this up a bit. Skywarp is a bit taller than Rodimus. So, that's the size comparison for now. But yeah. Even though this figure does have multiple problems, I still like it a lot. Overall, I'd probably give this figure, let's say, yeah, probably the same rating that I gave Skywarp, an 8 out of 10. Because, you know, Rodimus is cool, This figure is a pretty good representation of the artwork. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you do want to see more stuff like this, including Transformers, Generations, Combiner Wars reviews, make sure to hit that like button down below, and I'll see you guys later.